Now, it seems like a lot of people have already lost interest in what was going on with the whole short squeeze movement between GameStop, AMC, Wall Street bets, and everything that was kind of going on with that, and the ability for retail investors to short squeeze the hedge funds and the institutional investors into really losing a lot of money and transitioning all of that money into the hands of the retail investors. So in this video, we're going to talk about the most recent numbers that have come out, and we're really going to focus on AMC, what the short interest is, whether or not this short squeeze is still in play, and if it's something that you're holding, whether you should continue holding, or if it's something that you haven't added to your portfolio yet, whether it is something that you should consider adding to your portfolio. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. We're going to grow our portfolios together, and we're just going to grow together. Now, if you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to click that like button. If the subscribe button is still red, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, become a bro, and let's grow together. All right, now the latest numbers came out for the short squeeze or the short interest in AMC today. So we're going to focus on those numbers and what it means for us moving forward, whether we should continue to hold our shares of AMC or if it's time to move on to the next thing. All right, so let's first talk about a couple different things. We're going to need to understand what a float is and what floating shares are versus the shares outstanding. So shares outstanding are the number of total shares that a company has issued, and shares or floating shares are the number of shares that are available to be publicly traded. There's no restrictions on these shares, and that's kind of the number that we should be looking at when we're talking about a short squeeze and we're comparing it to the short interest. Now, the next thing we need to know is what short interest is. I mean, a lot of us know by now what it means to short a stock. There's been plenty of videos that explain what shorting a stock means. So just a real brief description if you're not caught up yet and you're not exactly sure what it means to short a stock. You're basically selling that share at a price and you expect it to go lower. So you sell it now and you expect and you're obligated to buy it back at a later date. So now that we know what shorting a stock is and we know what floating shares are, let's talk about the short interest for AMC and where it stacks up to where it was in the past and what it means for us moving forward. So the most recent numbers were released today, and these are as of January 29th, okay? No, it's not like they were released 2 weeks ago and now we're just now talking about them. These were released today and they're as of January 29th. So keep that in mind, when we're talking about what these numbers are and what they mean. So as of January 29th, 37 million shares of AMC were being shorted. Now this sounds like a huge number, right? Well, there are currently around 240 million shares in float for AMC. Yes, there's like 339 or 340 million shares outstanding, and the float is around 70% of that, which brings us to around 240 million shares float. And this, look, if we're looking at this in a percentage point of view, the short interest is only about 15% of the total float. Now, this is obviously, it's drastically lower than the previous numbers that were out there. A lot of short positions have already been covered. And really, since these numbers were released on January 29th, or not released on January 29th, but since these numbers are from January 29th, there could have been a lot more shorts that were, covered within that amount of time from today all the way back to January 29th. So we could be looking at an even lower percentage today. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that you should not hold AMC, or does it mean that, we have to worry about buying AMC moving forward? I'm going to go ahead and say that the short squeeze may have already been squoze, and we don't think that we're going to see this stock run up and run up much higher for a couple different reasons. One, the short interest is only at 15% of the total float. Another reason is people have drastically seemed to want to move on to the next thing, and there's not that crowd sentiment there that is saying, buy this stock, hold this stock, take it to the grave, keep those diamond hands and don't move. It's like as fast as people got excited about it, they started to dwindle off and not want to hold it anymore, which is kind of crazy to think about when it's a guaranteed buyback through the short interest and everything that was going on with that, it's mind-blowing to see that people kind of, I don't want to say fell apart so quickly, but, the paper hands kind of prevailed with that, and a lot of the short interests have already been covered. So what does this mean moving forward? If you have it in your portfolio, is this stock a hold? Well, I want to talk about a couple things right now. Support and resistance. There's a lot of support around the $4 to $5 per share range, and obviously there's more support if we fall through that level. There's a lot of support around the $2 to $3 range. So we are entering that level where we're going to see a lot of support, and it's going to be hard to break down below those levels. And obviously things like, movie theaters opening back up, the pandemic slowing down, and eventually ending are going to lend a lot of support to this company when we start to see revenues increase and business back to usual. So if they can hold on, if they can outlast the pandemic and outlast these quarantines and stay-at-home orders and all of the stuff that's going on with that, we could see some life in this company, and we could just really see the fundamentals increase, and this could be a stock that's back on the market, back making a profit, and moving forward as a good company to invest in. So that's always another option. But do we think that it's going to go exponential in another short squeeze? I'm going to kind of have to say, I might be losing faith in this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you think this is something that still has a lot of legs in the sense of people holding and short squeezing, it doesn't take more than 15% to do it, but it takes those people who are willing to hold the stock in order to squeeze out the short sales and in order to squeeze out these institutions that were shorting this stock. So let us know down below. Go ahead, let us know right now before the video ends whether or not you're holding this stock, if you think it's, something that you're going to hold forever, if you're ready to take your profit, or kind of what your thoughts on it. Please let us know, inspire us down below so that we kind of know what the crowd sentiment is and what everybody is feeling moving forward. Now, if you don't have this stock in your portfolio, is it something that you should be adding? Look, I always think that we should be adding rising stocks to our portfolio, and we did see AMC go up today. Now, of course, one day doesn't make a trend, and yes, over the last week, we've seen this stock come down and down and down to where it bottomed around $5.50 per share before bouncing a little higher today. So if we're going to add it to our portfolios, it needs to be a play because you believe in this company and you believe in the stock, and not something that you're going to jump onto just because everybody else is jumping on and you have that fear of missing out. You can look, and a lot of analysts are calling this like the Reddit movement and all that. Well, guys, at the end of the day, this was another short squeeze, and it's not, yes, it gained a lot of publicity because of the Wall Street Bets subreddit and all of that was going on. But at the end of the day, this was a movement between retail investors, institutional investors, and a good old-fashioned short squeeze, and it just so happened to catch everybody's attention because of the astronomical gains and the exponential gains that we were seeing in these companies. Everybody loves to make money, and everybody loves to make money quick, right? Well, there's certain situations that warrant these type of moves and the ability to hold these stocks and move forward, knowing that institutional investors have to cover their positions. So if you do not have AMC in your portfolio and you're thinking about adding it to your portfolio moving forward, do so because you believe in the company, because you believe that they're going to outlast the pandemic, they're going to come back into action, and that movie theaters are going to open back up, and we're really going to see the day-to-day, workings and revenue of AMC pick back up. And, because there's something to be said about buying and investing in a company that you truly believe in. And of course, you're going to feel good knowing that you've done so as well. And along the way, make some money, right? So if you don't have it in your portfolio, make sure that you go through that checklist and kind of feel good about the position if you're going to add it. Now, guys, I know I just said it below, but let us know if you still have those diamond hands. There's a lot of people out there that I know are still holding AMC. Could it go to the moon? I think absolutely it still could go to the moon, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be because of a short squeeze. So let us know down in the comments below if you have this stock in your portfolio, what price you got in at, what your price you're willing to hold till, and kind of go along with the whole movement. Do you still have those diamond hands? Alright guys, now if you like the content on this channel, please don't forget to click that like button. If the subscribe button is still red, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, become a bro, and let's grow together. And if you're brand new to investing and you don't yet have a brokerage account, or you're considering trading and getting a different brokerage account, There's a link in the description below for Webull. If you sign up and make a deposit, you can go ahead and get some free stocks to kind of boost your portfolio right off the bat, and you're already going to have stocks without having to go out and purchase them, which is always awesome, right? Free stocks is very cool. And if you want to share the video as well, you can tag me almost anywhere at ClayBro, just so I can follow you back and kind of see what everybody's interested in. So until the next time, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.